I love money and money loves me. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about money and how easy it can be to manifest money with just a small change in your mindset. So we've been conditioned from a young age that you have to work hard for money or money is hard to get. So if you watched my last video on changing your belief systems, you might have recognized that you have those beliefs running in your mind like, oh, it's so hard to get money, or money is hard to obtain. Whereas none of these things have to be true. The amount of money that you're allowing in is actually based on your belief system. So if you think of it as like a container, how big is your container for money? Like if you think about it like as like a box, the size of that box is however full you can fill that with money. That's how much, that's the limit. And that's exactly the same with your consciousness. However much you believe is possible for you to get, that's where the line is drawn. So that's why I'm always kind of challenging myself to break through that glass ceiling of what I believe is possible for myself through my belief system for earning money. And the more I started to practice this, the more I just noticed how the numbers just began to multiply and seem so much easier to manifest and attract into my life when I became aware of it. So for example, you might think the amount that you're earning or the amount that you're able to receive that's as much as I'm allowing myself to have, and any more than that is greedy, or any more than that is selfish. Well, if you have those belief systems, then you're never going to let that in. You have to recognize that that's actually just conditioned into us because maybe you believe that money is a limited source and that there's not enough to go around. But that's actually the opposite. Money is just energy. Money is actually just a reflection of our inner state of abundance. That's all that money is. If you think about it, a small percentage of the world's money can be like changed into cash or coins, and the rest of it is mostly virtual. Like literally, like money, the physical reality of money doesn't actually even exist. It's just a concept. It literally just means value. So if you believe that you're only worthy of so much, then that's all you'll ever be able to achieve, because it's impossible to get past your belief system. So you want to just understand that belief system and see, okay, I have a block to money here. Great. As soon as you recognize that, then the rest of it is easy. And I'll explain now in a few minutes about how you can actually increase the size of that container, or increase and rise up the limits and the ceiling that you have put on yourself for the amount of money that you can actually let in. And like I said in the other videos, a way to uncover these beliefs, or a way to understand what subconscious beliefs or blockages you have running in your subconscious, is to journal. Because as soon as you put the pen to paper, you'll start to see it all flow out and be like, wow, you'll catch it. Like it happens to me all the time when I'm coaching people. They will say something and they'll be like, oh yeah, because that's so hard. And then I'll just catch them and say, wow, that's a belief system you just said there. That's so hard. And that's why it's hard for you, because you believe that it's hard for you. So as soon as you notice that, you can start to question it. Is it actually hard, or can I shift that belief system and make it easy for myself? Because as soon as you change your beliefs, everything around you changes. Like the universe is malleable. Everything is made of energy. You are attracting what you are, what you vibrate, and what you're feeling, what you believe, what you think. That is what the makeup of your physical reality is. So ways to actually increase your container of abundance, of money, of what you're allowing yourself to let in, or what you believe is possible for you, is through different mindset practices that I like to engage. So it can start with your reactions. Like, have you ever looked at something and thought, oh, that's so expensive? or wow, that costs a lot of money. Notice when you're saying that and just shift that. Like, you don't want that to be your reality. So just maybe question it, like become curious, like how could I have that in my life? Or how would it feel for me to have that in my life? And just feel that feeling, like, and that will help to bring it to you, rather than cutting it off straight away and saying that's too expensive for me. Is that really the concept of self that you want to have? And another thing I like to use is whenever I look at my bank account, I say, oh my God, I have so much money. I just say that to myself, like, rather than, you know, that kind of fear or pit in your stomach when you look at the bank account and you're worried about what you've spent or what's gone out or what's left. That energy is literally just going to attract more lack. And it not only is it going to attract more lack, it feels terrible to think those thoughts. So why not just change it? Practice it for a while. The more you practice it, the easier it will get. And over time, with consistency, you'll start to see like physical results come back to you. Another thing that I do is anytime that I'm spending money, 99% of the time it's on my card. As I'm paying, I say, everything invested is good and comes back to me multiplied. Everything I spend comes back to me multiplied. The more money I spend, the more money I make. You know, some little kind of affirmation like that makes you feel good. That really helps me, and it's become so ingrained in my brain now that I just say that by accident. And I noticed it when I first started doing it, how much better it feels. Like, you know, when you're kind of splashing out on something that you think, oh, this is kind of like, you know, a good chunk of money for me, especially in those moments, instead of feeling that feeling like I've already decided to purchase the item, so I may as well feel good about it. So as soon as I'm purchasing it in my mind, I'm just like, everything I spend comes back to me multiplied. Money is just energy. It's like a river flowing through me. As the money flows out, more comes back in. It's just like a flowing system. And if you believe that, then that's what's going to be the case. The alternative to that is like, if you're hoarding money and you're trying to hold on to it and trying to keep it, that energy actually creates more lack and reflects back to you not having enough, because that's the feeling that you are emitting is, I don't have enough, I need to hold on to it. Whereas if you can feel that energy of, I know that money is just energy and it's an unlimited resource, and as I spend it, it flows through me, and what goes out comes back, and the energy of giving and receiving, the more you give, the more you allow yourself to receive in other ways. I always notice that whenever I give, like from my heart, like something that maybe costs a lot of money, it always comes back to me in some crazy magical way. And I just know it's just that law of like giving and receiving. You know, if you give with a loving energy, it has to come back. You know, like attracts like, and the energy of giving is just so magnetic. Another little ritual I like to do, and this is not for everyone, and I'm aware I'm going to sound a bit mad when I talk about this, but it's so much fun, and it helps to take the pressure off and like take money off the pedestal. Like, money is not this big hard thing over there. Like, you know, it's as easy to manifest as a free cup of coffee, which, by the way, I manifested a free cup of coffee today. It was just the most amazing experience. I was literally just talking about manifesting a free cup of coffee, and the server was like, I'm going to give you this cup of coffee for free. It was just like instant manifestation. The ritual I do is I like to like personify money and treat it as I would a friend. So it's like, I have respect for it, I love it, I appreciate it. Like, money is not bad. Like, so many people have this idea that money is bad. Money is amazing. Like, I love money and money loves me. That's the attitude that I really recommend having, and I say that all the time, and it feels good just saying it. And money has an energetic frequency, so it's gonna respond to that. Like, the energy will respond. Like I keep saying, like attracts like. So what I did when I had cash, I used to have like a little bit of cash saved up in case I needed it, like to spend in case I couldn't use my card. I used to put that in a little box, and I would put like glitter on it, and I'd put a quartz crystal to like amplify the energy inside with the money, and I would say affirmations over the money and talk to it, like tell it how much I appreciate it. So, you know, like I would say those affirmations like, I love money and money loves me. Everything I spend comes back to me multiplied. The more money I spend, the more money that comes back to me. I would say those things, feel the feeling of how much I love and appreciate money. Because when you love something and when you put your focus of love on something, you receive more of it. What you focus on grows. So I put it in a little box and I would just forget about it. And honestly, it just felt like the money was multiplying. Whether it did or not physically in the box, I don't know, anything is possible. But when I did that, I just felt more rich. I just was tuning into this feeling of not having lack, that money is fun. Money is fun. If you can get into that energy, like everything will change in your life. I promise you. I promise you. I say this all from a neutral place with money now. Like I am in a good place with money in my mind. It doesn't matter what's in my account. I feel good about money. So these techniques are great for that. But I understand that not everybody is in that mindset right now, and maybe they need to practice to get there. So another way to do this and to kind of like turn your relationship around with money is to look around you. Everything around me is screaming money. You know, like food that you buy, you've purchased it, you had enough money to spend on food. Like, are you wearing jewelry? Are you wearing clothes? Do you have a phone that you're looking at? Do you have a computer? You know, everything is just full of abundance. There's abundance all around us. And when you tune into that, like, what do you appreciate about money? I love money because money allowed me to buy this phone. You know? If you find things in your life, like find things that you have that you really like maybe a phone is a good one because you use it all the time. Find something you have in your life and just be like, thank you, money. Like if I didn't have that money, I wouldn't have had this great thing that makes my life so much better. You know, like putting that energy out there is so much more conducive to receiving more than it would be to say, wow, that thing was so expensive. I wish I didn't have to spend my money on that. Another thing I do is anytime I receive a bill, I will say, thank you so much for the service. Like, for example, electricity. I'm so grateful I have electricity. Like, you can be like pissed off that you need to spend money on it, or you can realize, wow, how cool is it that I actually get to have electricity to my house and that I have money to spend on it. You know, if you can shift into that belief system, I even used to write out on my bills when I had hard copies, like, you know, thank you for the service. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think I learned that technique from The Magic, actually, the book by Rhonda Byrne. I really recommend doing that if anyone is interested in trying out different practices. Again, all we're doing is shifting our energy state into a feeling of having it rather than lacking it. That's all we're doing. That's all these techniques are doing. They're just like fun ways to help you shift your state, because whatever you're projecting out and emitting out is what you're attracting back. So what can you do to feel good about money? Maybe there's something that you can come up with, a concept, an idea, or a technique. What can you do to help yourself to feel good about money? Sometimes for me, it's like going to the shop and really appreciating and buying like a really luxurious drink, like a kombucha that I really love, that is like quite expensive in terms of relativity. But for me, I like buying that and just gifting it to myself and really enjoying it and just really tuning into the feeling of everything is energy. Money is energy. It's flowing. It's easy to attract. Like when you practice these things and these techniques, you'll notice the shift, because how you'll know that you're manifesting more money is how you feel. How do you feel differently after practicing the techniques when you're spending money? If you start to feel more excited or feel like it's more fun, you know that it's working. Another way is also not to limit yourself in the way in which you believe that money can come to you. Maybe you have a job and you think that's the only way I can earn money. There is limitless possibilities of ways that money can come to you. Like I remember when I did my vision board, I got an unexpected amount in my bank account that I don't even know to this day where it came from. I also found ways where money came to me through tax back that I wasn't expecting, or that somebody would gift me with something, or I would get something free or a huge discount or a refund on something, or money I had somewhere that I didn't even remember, that I forgot about. There's limitless ways, like absolute limitless ways. And the more you open up your mind to different ways that money can come to you, the more that those ways will multiply, and you'll start to be surprised at how the money can actually come to you in ways that you couldn't imagine. The thing that actually inspired me to make this video was I realized the other day that I had like a container of how much I was allowing myself to have money-wise, because it felt like, it was the craziest thing. It felt like no matter how much money I was spending, I just always had the same amount of money in my bank account. Or no matter how much I was saving or even trying to hold on to, it never mattered. The money just always kept balancing out to the same figure. And I just had like a light bulb moment, like, oh, okay, that's my limit. That's what I'm allowing myself to receive. And it's kind of, maybe a couple of years ago, I had a number as well, and it used to always stay at that number. And then I started to learn about all these like manifestation techniques. And now that number has significantly increased, and I feel so much richer and more abundant. I have such a better relationship with money. And I practice these things all the time, but I still have that limit I have on myself. So now, once I recognized it, which is the most amazing thing, once you recognize it, that's the hardest part. Now I'm starting to see, how can I actually push that boundary? How can I allow myself to feel worthy of more? Because with my belief system anyway, I'm never worried or afraid that anything bad is going to come of it, because the more money I have, the more money I actually have to give and to let flow through me and spread the kind of the vibration of money is limitless. So what can you tell yourself right now that will allow you to let more money in? Ask yourself the question, what's stopping me? What belief do I have? By asking that question, your brain is already searching for the answers. So just say it in your mind, or say it out loud, or just play with it in journaling, writing it down. What's holding me back? The answer will come out through your intuition. It always does. Just ask and then leave space to receive the answer. Also, check in how you feel when you say these things or when you think about these thoughts about money. If you say to yourself, say it out loud right now, or comment down below, or say it in your mind, I love money and money loves me. Say it. How do you react to that? Like, how do you feel when you're saying that? That's a direct reflection of where your vibration is at with money. So you'll either know if it's something that you're ready to work on, or how you can expand it, or whether you need to process some belief systems, or whether you can just start increasing your limit for receiving money. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe down below and hit the bell icon so you're notified when I put out new videos. And until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. I love you so much.